Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, and I am going to be your host today, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. That being said, we had a little bit of a pullback from Bitcoin since the last time we talked. We did hit a very key level. We hit some liquidity that we talked about, a horizontal that we talked about. It was all there on the chart. Did you pay attention, though? That is the question. We are currently in a position on Link. Remember, I gave you guys a bunch of limit orders that I had set up. Link did trigger. It came down. I told you sometimes you get those weird wicks down for no good explanation, and you'll just be surprised when you get into a trade. And I'm up like 18% right now just by getting ahead of the price action. So we'll look at that here in a minute. But the first thing I'm going to do is say what's up to the homies in the chat. You know, I got to give you guys a shout out. This is the reason I do it. Rashad, what up to you, bro? Thank you for being here. B Team Crypto, what up, homie? How you doing? Jesse, good look. How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the chat as well. Alexandra G, the best mod in all of the space. There you go. Steve Hickey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Scrolling down a little bit more, we got my man J Trading. Let's get it. We got JB Hawk Smash. How you doing, bro? Good to see you in the chat. And of course, my dude, username, he loves his ladders. All right, so if you're wondering, like, what is TradeFly doing these days? Well, I actually had to go to a get an x-ray yesterday. My arm, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this thing is tore up. It's all purple and bruised up. That's from playing soccer. So I did go get that checked out yesterday. It's not broken, not fractured. We're good. But I just wanted to make sure everything was good in there. Whatever was going on there, I wanted to make sure it was all right, because it was pretty bruised up. That being said, there's probably going to be some more changes. I feel like I'm changing show times like underwear. There's no doubt about it. But what I'm looking at doing is get in where I fit in, right? And so basically, Investing Bros, formerly Investing Bros, now Tim Warren, they are going streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, but not Tuesday, Thursdays anymore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill the gap, right? Because there's a lot of overlap with us as content creators. And I'm basically just trying to find a space where I can fit in, where I can maximize the opportunity to get as many people here as possible. But the other thing that allows me to do is be way more efficient with my time, because content creation, doing these shows actually is very time consuming, believe it or not. The other thing, there's multiple reasons this makes a lot of sense for me. You guys know I work at night. So it is pretty darn hard to get up in the morning and do a show at 10 a.m. my time after working till potentially sometimes 7 a.m. So there you go. There's a little insight into my life, but it'll also open up the opportunity for me to spend more time with you guys in the Discord. And those that are paying, we now have 10 paid members. Celebration. Let's get it. One of the best deals in the space, man. It's $20. Get into the premium side. You're getting all those fire signals from Squid. You got FJ. You got HRJ. I'm dropping some setups in there at times as well. Link. There you go. If you guys are paying attention, I dropped it in there quite some time ago. Again, trying to get ahead of the price action. But here or there, that will open up the opportunity that I can really start concentrating on you guys, really taking my time, really getting back to the basics. All right, I gotta get in there, really do the charts, and give you guys the content that you deserve, and that will actually help me do better here on the show as well. I'm also trying to get more involved in some spaces as well, right? Trying to grow the brand a little bit, trying to grow the channel. And the way you do that is you got to get out of YouTube. You got to do some other things here in life. And so I have been going on shows with Quantum Economics. What was the other one? Wolf Bitcoin as well. So really getting out there, getting some reach. And all those dudes have been awesome. And it's been really, really cool to get out there in the space. So looks like we just got a subscriber. We got Lily. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. So let's go ahead and get over to the news. First thing we got to talk about is crypto adoption. All right. Is it about to surge? Now, with some of the regulation that's coming down, there are many that think yes. Okay. And so what's happening, right? So now it's opening up the door, right? So you can start using this as a traditional means of investment, right? Your 401k, there will be an opportunity there to invest in crypto through your 401k, your IRAs, and all of that good stuff, right? You've already got the ETFs. Now it's like that next phase. And it really, really brings in the opportunity for more money to flow into the crypto space. That being said, survey says, anybody remember that show? 75% of investors have zero exposure to crypto. Zero. So right now you're watching this show, you are the 25%. What does that mean? You're probably still early, because think of how high that percentage is to those that have some kind of exposure to a investment like a fund or just a traditional stock as well. That number is going to be much, much higher. It's probably flipped. Right? 75% of, I would say, investors probably do have exposure at least to stocks and some of those traditional means. So I would say, my guess, right? Speculation, crypto is going to continue to grow. And I'm not going to be like, hey, we're early, because 2009 was early, guy. 2009, 2010, that was early. Okay, but we still have the opportunity to make good money. It's still a good investment. All right, now are you going to get that, 1000x? I don't know. I mean, who knows at this point? But it's still a good investment. If you go back, you look at the historicals, and you compare it to some of the traditional means of investing, it outperforms it. And it has outperformed it since its life. For the entire life. Until we see that change, why would we think it's going to do anything different? All right, so that leads me to the next one. Kathy Wood, she's telling her own kids, buy Bitcoin every month. So guess what, guys? That's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to do it here on this show, and we are going to start a DCA portfolio together. And we're going to track it, and we're going to monitor it together. And that way we can look and talk and understand the power of DCA. Because as much as I love to sit here and tell you guys, let's trade, let's do all this, right? Good content, got it. You guys love to hear us look at the charts and look at the support and resistance and where we're going to bounce and where we're going to get rejected and all that stuff. But when it really comes down to it, if you are investing, if I was your financial advisor, which I am not and not allowed to be yet, I might do that actually. I'm thinking about taking the test and going through that training, but here nor there. If I was to give you investment advice, which I cannot again, I would push you in the direction of DCA, right? I would say, hey, that is I won't say the easy button, but that is the most conservative way and the tried and true method to see a return on your investment. And there's very good fundamental reasons for that. We've talked about it. You could have bought the top in 2021. Think about where you're at right now. You're almost double your investment. You are double. Yeah. No, you're not. Yeah, you're double. No, you're almost double your investment. All right, so you're almost double your investment. But if you were to buy the top in 2021 and you rode the bear market, right? Let's say you kept buying weekly, monthly, whatever the case may be, you would have been profitable about at the midway point, right? We can agree on that. You go down to about 16, 17,000. You bought at 69. You're about to cry. You're not feeling so good. It's just post-Christmas time. You're thinking about giving up. You're thinking about taking the loss on your taxes. And in 2023, January, what happens? It starts to go up and it never looked back. Where were you profitable? At about 30, 35,000.
Username, subscribe,
right? Somewhere in that time frame, you're profitable. So that's the power of DCA. You're lowering your cost basis, all right? Your cost basis, and that part is really important to understand. What's the other advantage? There's tax advantages, right? If you're a long-term capital gains, right, it's a lot less in the United States. So you don't want to pay double that on your gains. Obviously, you have to have the gains to pay it, but still, like, you don't want to pay double that for short term, right? This is a good investment, and the cool thing is, if you were to ladder out, right? You ladder in, you ladder out, DCA in, DCA out. You can take that money from when you initially invested, right? So some of your gains will be long-term. Some of your gains will be short-term. But you can ladder out and you can start taking some of those long-term gains and wait for the other ones to eventually become long-term gains. There is a strategy to this. So understand there's ways to work this. I just want to push that out there. I try to do right by you guys. I don't all just sit here and just try to shill and be like, trading is the only way. Yeah, you can make money. I did make money on the way down. This is why I got really excited about trading, because I made money, good money on the way down, right? I was just able to identify that, hey, we had to change a character. The funny thing is, part of my analysis, which is probably null and void at this point, was like, I saw bearish divergence on the weekly. And I was like, ooh, that's all I knew. That's all I really knew. And I wasn't as smart on the charts, all right? And so blind luck, I'll call it, to be honest with you. All right. Crypto bubbles. We'll take a look at that. Aster is up 41.1%. OG. Man, I like that name. OG. Is it OG or 0G? That looks like a 0. Okay. All right. I don't know too much about that. That is now in the top 100 for Coinbase. That is up 30.7%. Maybe if that's on Bit2Next, maybe we'll trade that. That looks fun. All right, AVAX, love to see it. It's up 7.7%. Zex up 11.9. Mansel's up 7.3. IP getting hit. That's down 18.1%. Poof. All right, we got a couple people arriving in the chat here a little bit late. We got my dude Crypto Squid in the house. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. Love it. Hope all is well with you, bro. He is one of the analysts in the Discord as well. We got JR. What up, bro? Good to see you as well. And I think, Jesse, I don't know if I called you out or not, but hope all is well with you, man. Good to see you in the chat. Steve Hickey, what up, bro? Good to see you. And Andrew Cameron, GM guy himself, is in the chat. Y'all better say GM to Andrew. And congratulations. He just had a new baby. So good to see it, man. Yes, we care about the peoples here. Give Andrew a congratulations. All right, let's go over to your guys' favorite segment. It is the Daily DGen. All right, so we've been having a lot of luck with the old poopy coin, the fart coin itself. But I'm gonna see if we have a OG in there. That just looks fun. That looks fun. Is that in there? It is. I call it OG. It looks like it's 0G. What are we looking at here? Looking like a little bit of a rejection. Let's see here. I don't know if I would necessarily take a short, but we're going to do it because it looks like you guys are 53% doom. All right, you're 53% doom. Let's go ahead and do that. We got 5 on it. Now, understand I don't usually trade this way. This is an opportunity to mix it up with you guys, have a little bit of fun, let you guys have a vote on whether we go long or short. So then I can blame it all on you and be like, it's your fault. But hey, here we are. That's what you guys wanted to do. We're in there on, I'm going to call it OG. I'm just going to keep calling it OG. All right, so the link trade. Here you go. We're looking at the link trade right here. Looking good. Up 21% right now. $213 in profit. I think I put about $1,000 on it. And I just had an open limit order. All right, so some of the limit orders that remain, these ones are a little bit lower, probably a little bit harder to get to, but Solana, we got one at 127, Ethereum at 2,900. There's some very good reasons for that. And then Cardano at 56. Now that would have to be a very substantial pullback for a couple of those, especially Solana and ADA. I don't expect to see that anytime soon, but it's out there, right? It's out there. It's just going to hang out, and I am absolutely cool with it. So we'll go ahead, we'll kind of flow through some of the economic calendar stuff, and then we'll work our way to the charts, and then we'll talk about why I was okay with taking a limit order on Link. All right, economic calendar. First thing up, we got Fed Chair Powell. Looks like he talked, looks like this morning. Don't really know what he said. I got to be honest with you. I was sleeping because I had to work last night. So I have to go back and look at that up. All right, Thursday, September 25th, you got durable goods month over month. You got GDP growth rate. That's a biggie. Existing home sales, that'll probably be trash. And then Friday, September 26th, you got core PCE price index month over month, personal income month over month, and personal spending month over month. So you do have some things that can impact the market. You definitely want to look at the GDP growth rate and core PCE price index, a couple that I think will have an impact on the market here in the near term. All right, over to the liquidation heat map. You do got a hotspot at 111, and we're going to talk about it. You have a hotspot at 111, but if you zoom out, I believe it was on the monthly. Give it time. There it is. There it is. So about 1071. 1071. And man, you're going to see that these two key levels, they line up quite nice. All right, so first one we were talking about is 111, right? We're getting down there right now. I will say that this new lower high is certified. We got a rejection off this horizontal. We talked about that right there. We had liquidity at 117.1 and then 117.5, right? Remember that? Here was the 1, here was the 5. I know you guys remember it. We talked about it. And what happened? We went right up to the golden pocket, 618, and wicked exactly off it. So not only that, we got the liquidity sweep. That's good.
To the channel.
And then we got the rejection, bearish candle. That was telling us that we're looking for some downside. All right, so we're looking for some downside. Here we are. Now, where's an opportunity that we can see a bounce? We're here. All right, we are at a very nice level where we have liquidity. All right, now, if you were to take a position here, let me preface this. 1, be very, very careful. Pay close attention to what you're seeing with the candle structure off of this area with the reaction. You're likely, I won't say you're likely, what you want to see if you're going to take a long position is you want to see a wick down. You want to take the liquidity, and then you want to reestablish the range at least over the 0.5. Okay, so it's got to be, you got to see some candle closes over the 0.5 and let it talk to you, right? Because you'll see that buying pressure come in, you'll see some volume come in, and you'll see a reaction. Now, if you don't see that, if you see a pretty big candle like this where the body is rather large and it gets below that level and stays below that level, there's your sign. Don't take a freaking long position, right? Like, there you go. Then we're more apt to see continuation to the downside, and that would bring us down to another key level, golden pocket. What do we have here? We had a bounce. We've already seen support at that level. So what does that mean for us? That means from here at about 1072 all the way up to where this POC is here, where we have not tapped, there's liquidity there. There's stop losses. There's leverage long positions. There's people that are taking positions all the way up. All right, all the way up. So there's definitely liquidity down here. If we do lose this level at the 0.5 and you see a breakout retest of the downside, what does that look like? It looks a lot like this one. But if you see something like this where, oh, that is not what we wanted. Click the wrong box because we are excited. All right, if you see something like that, boom. All right, like There you go. If you see that retest right there, and then you see a bearish candle out of that area, out of that retest, then it's likely you're going to see a move a little bit lower. And then we get excited, right? Because that's where we might have I think, a better opportunity than right here. I think this one there's things that are lining up. All right, I will say there are things that I like, and again, we'll just have to observe what we see out of the reaction here. But I like this area better. I like this area better. You have the previous POC of the range. You found support here, so you know liquidity is definitely down here, and that's the bottom, right? There's a gap. After that, there's a gap. So the incentive to drive through that area, one, it's either going to happen really fast, or there's not going to be much incentive to continue that drive through that area. So therefore, I do like that. Now, why is that area there? That arrow there? Same thing. Same thing with this area, the 0.5. I was just looking if there's potential for a breakout retest. If you get a breakout retest of that level at about 107.2, then you're flipping, right? And you're thinking that, one, we're probably setting a lower low, and then your bias would turn to a short. All right, a short down to at least the 0.786 at about 103.8. So there's going to be different ways to play the game here, and we got to wait, we got to observe, and we got to see the reaction to those levels. Now, you want to get bullish, you want to get over the monthly pivot, you want to get over where the 382 is currently located at about 114.5 and get over this trend line. All right, you want to see a breakout retest of that trend line before you see any kind of continuation. As of right now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm uber bullish, because I'm really not right now, given the current structure. So yes, we have an opportunity for a bounce. If you do take it, what are you looking at here? Let me pull up a box for you real quick, giving you guys the sauce. If that ain't worth a sub, I don't know what is. It's not behind a paywall, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do is tune in on Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, so 3 to 1. All right, there's an opportunity for a 3 to 1 there, just based on the wick. If it comes down again, keep an eye on it. Reestablish the range. It's probably going to be a little bit higher, right, before you can make a decision, which brings this down a little bit more. But you're definitely getting a 2 to 1. You're definitely, even with fees, you're getting a 2 to 1. Where would I get out? Right here at the monthly pivot. All right, you've already seen a very clear rejection off of that level. I don't want to fight the trend too much. All right, so you're looking at probably a 1.5% move. Throw a little leverage on that thing, whether it's 3x, 5x, that's up to you. All decisions. I would never advocate for high leverage, especially when you're fighting the trend, but I would be in and out rather quickly. Okay, that's what I'll suggest to you. Obviously, I can't give you advice. All right, so this will be a pretty quickie up to there. Now, if we come down here to about 107, that's opening up the door, I think, for a larger trade, and I think an opportunity for more of I don't know, we could call it a swing. All right, but again, you want to see the price action come down here, actually get below this area at 107.2, because you know you got liquidity down here. You want to get that liquidity, you want the wick, and then you'll want the candle. All right, and then we're looking for that move back up. Again, you don't want to fight the trend. I would still say that the monthly pivot and this trend line is still going to be where I would look at an exit. Okay, so there you go. There's a couple ideas for you on Bitcoin. Very quick. You can see that, hey, the trend is starting to flip on us a little bit. You don't want to see really a lower low, because then you're looking at that continuation of the trend, and really the trend is your friend till the end, right? We don't want to see something like this. But if you're trying to get cheaper Bitcoin, then maybe you do want to see something like that. I don't know. To each their own. Okay, but you know, that's what you got to keep your eye on, and that's what you have to respect until we see something different. So there you go. That is Bitcoin in a nutshell, what I'm seeing right now. Let's go over to Link real quick. All right. Why did I get in a Link trade? How did I set a limit order for it? All important things. Because we really haven't talked about it all that much. There you go. I mean, this one was rather simple. Okay, so I saw that there was a very clear trend, and I thought that the opportunity here, if we were to see a nice wick to the downside, came down to the golden pocket, came down to a demand zone, and a very clear horizontal. What have we talked about over and over again? What do we have a penchant to do? Retest the previous range high. We've seen it over and over and over again this cycle for many different cryptos. All right, that's how I got ahead of it. And this was simple TA. This was not complex. All right, let's move this down just a little bit. There you go. That's more realistic. Just looking at the bottoms here. So, you know, that was it. Literally, I just did a fib retracement, had the demand zone, had a clear horizontal. They all lined up, and I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Now we've come back up. We've worked our way back up. There is a change of character. We have retested this area right now. I'm actually good. I'm actually good right here. We're seeing a little rejection off of there. Yeah, I'm good with that. I like where we're at. We got $221 we're going to put in the piggy bank. Let's go ahead and close this puppy right now. Let's put this money in the bank. There it is. All right, so we got a winner off a limit order that we got way ahead of. And you know what? You guys got that alpha here on the show. Again, all you got to tune in. All you got to do is tune in. All right, so your daily DGen is up 6% right now. Looks like it's making a move to the upside. Here we go. Here we go. So that is actually not a good thing. It came down to, you guys are short right now. Oh gosh. That did not work out. Well, there we go. We're back. We're back. I don't know what is going on with the, there we go. Come on. It's not what I want. I don't know what's going on with it. It's like the sizing is just off. There you go. All right, now we're back. That's all it took. Just refresh it. Let's see. Yeah, daily DGen pushing back up to our entry right there. It found support right there on the median of the Bollinger Band. So I don't know. I don't know if we should stay in that one, but we're having fun. We're having fun. Let's do it. Who cares? All right. Oh, there it is. 10%. Nice little rejection. Let's keep an eye on this. Let's keep an eye on this. Bro. 17%. 18%. I think we can come back down here. Let's see. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's put a fib on it. Let me see here. Where was that rejection out of? The 0.382. So we've talked about that before when we're talking about bullish continuation. The 0.382 is where you want to see it, right? So if you want to see continuation, that's where you would like to see it. Man, this thing moves aggressively. That is tough. Let's do this. Let's just put a TP on there. We'll get our stop loss right here at entry. I don't know, man. Kind of cool with taking the winner. It's the daily DGen. Either we get stopped out at entry or we take ourselves, what is the TP at right now? $1.39 there. What would that be? That would be a 28% winner. And if we lose, if we get stopped out, it's a 3.58. So it's a win-win no matter how you look at it at this point. Okay, let's just let it play out. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. All right, so Link. Again, that was a pretty simple setup. Easy TA. We took the dub on that one, came back up to our area, got rejected, and we wait for the next setup now. We find another asset. That we can get a good setup. But it is respecting this trend line. And if we break out of this area right here at about 22.5, that opens up the door for potentially taking another trade, right? Because then what are you looking for? You're looking for a breakout retest. Come up to maybe about right here, right? Where you can see some horizontals. Come up to right there, come back down, boom, and then we're looking at that retest. Do I lose a little bit? Yeah, I lose this gap between here and here. I get it. I mean, but I'm okay with it, right? Because what could happen? We could work our way back down. You end up round tripping. You're like, dang. You know, I was sitting on a 20% banger, and now I'm at 0 again, and I start all over. Now, what does it do? It opens up the opportunity. If we come back down here, we could get a nice little sweep of liquidity. And now we might even be able to take that position again, maybe. Or we get a breakout retest. We get a breakout retest of this area to the downside. Ooh, right? It opens up the door for a short. So there's so many different ways to attack this and stay in this trade. I mean, you're not staying in it, but you have the opportunity to get back in it. All right. So that is a quick look at Bitcoin. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got here? Fired? Who's fired? All right. Here we go. Is Wix Wi-Fi native? She is in here. What up, lady? She said I'm late to class. It's all good. Thank you for being here. Of course. Let's go. All right. Another winner. You know it. You know it. Let's look at Solana. We haven't looked at Solana too much here recently. Let's give that a look-see. All right. So the area I was looking at for some resistance was 220 to 230. We did get a little breakout retest continuation. So, I mean, that was a nice move, right? Because we talked about that. The breakout retest continuation, ultimately a rejection from 250. Makes a lot of sense. You had the value area high here, as well as previous support and resistance, right? Look at it. Look how it lines up. See that right there? This right here? That's resistance. You see support, resistance. What did we like about this? Boom. All right. So that was a nice clear area. Once you had the breakout retest of this level right here, that was a, let's measure it. I didn't take that trade though, just for the record. Beautiful setup. 6% move. But there you go. This ultimately is the key area in my mind. All right, this is the stronger area. This is where the majority of the price action is. 220 to 230. And yeah. Oh yeah, I like this down here. So Solana, not saying it's going there. So before you all freak out and be like, oh my God, he said it's going down to 191. It may, but I like it if it does. I like it if it does. Why? We got a couple things that are lining up here. Got a trend line. You got a demand zone, right? And then you got a pretty nice little horizontal there as well. So that's all lining up at about 191. Let's see what the moving averages are telling us real quick on the daily, just to see if that shows us any love. It does. You have the dynamic reactor that's working its way up to about 191. You got the 200 that's kind of working its way up. So there you go. I mean, that could be a nice opportunity. It opens up the door for a nice little 2-to-1 risk to reward, and it's a substantial move to the upside. All right, so you're gonna have to hold this one just a little bit longer. Again, not advice. Do your own research. Of course, you got to see the reaction, see where the wick goes, all that good stuff. That changes. That can change. 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. Opens up the door. But we take worst case. We try to be conservative here, and you know, that's just the way I like to approach it. But that would be nice, man. You come up, you retest this level, and if you do set a lower high off of the local high, then you're not fighting the trend as much, right? And that's a 14% move. You really may not even need any leverage on that. So if you do, I mean, y'all can do the math. That's a nice one, right? A little 3x level on that. That's going to give you 30, almost 40, about 40%. All right, 42%. So yeah, I would not be upset about that. Come back up to 216, and then you're out, and you just wait for the next setup. So that's a quick little look at Solana. Other than that, structure looks great. Everything looks good, but you can see it has a penchant to come all the way back down to this trend line since we've started it in April. So we've tested a couple times. Why wouldn't it test it another time? Why not? But we have lost the 21, right? We have lost the 21. It's been holding the 21 since mid-August here. So we did lose that. And now the 50 has an opportunity for a bounce as well. But there's more confluence down here, right? You got the 0.382, bullish continuation, trend line, moving average, all that good stuff here in one area at 191. So I do like that area quite a bit. I am going to take a picture of it. I don't know. I think I've posted this one, but I'll double check. So let's take a picture of it. If I haven't posted it, I'll post it again for you guys in the Discord. There we go. I do like that. Download the image. Voila. All right. One thing we didn't look at is, let's see, the NASDAQ was pulling back today. That was down 1%. That's just been riding the 21. You got a demand zone here. Let's see. Does that align with that? Looks like it probably does get into the golden pocket there. You're gonna have to go to smaller time frames really if you're looking to do something quick. But I would prefer looking at the 21. You got the 21. It's really been riding the 21. It doesn't spend much time below that, and it's geez, that goes back to April. All right, we've only had maybe like a couple candle closes under the 21. So I mean, you do have the demand. 21's working its way up. Let's do a little fib retracement on that as well. Just remember that demand zone. I know I'm positive golden pockets within it. Yep, it is. And the 786. So nice little opportunity. You could see for a little bounce out of that area. Again, I do like the 21 better. So if we're taking this low here to the high, let's see where that lines up. Yeah, I like that. So there you go. That puts you right in between the golden pocket, 0.786, and yeah, and the demand zone down here. So yeah, I think that could be an opportunity as well. So keep an eye on that. I don't really aggressively trade the NASDAQ all that often. If I were to get in the NASDAQ, we've talked about that. This is the area I'm looking at, and that's about 20K to about 20,200 or so. All right, that's my like higher probability, higher. I don't know. I feel more confident about that level there, just based on retesting the high of this range. There's just more confluence. But yeah, if you're taking like short-term trades, trying to get a little action on the NASDAQ, there's a couple areas for you to look for. Let's look at NVIDIA. I know we looked at some areas for NVIDIA here. I think NVIDIA actually popped. I don't think it had a little pullback, and then I don't think there was any looking back for it. They did do something weird though. Like, I was reading something. They like reinvested in themselves, which is kind of strange. But here you go. This is the level I like on NVIDIA. I have posted that in the Discord again, just retesting the top of the range. Top of the range. All right, you got the 200 working its way up. You can get a nice little 2-to-1 if you were to come back and retest and flip this area of support into resistance. That's a 6.81% move. So there you go. That level starts at about 153, 154. Wouldn't worry too much about this. This is the dynamic reactor. Yes, you might find support on it, but it is not a certified moving average. It's just the dynamic reactor. So really, if you were to get confluence with the 200 working its way up, I would like this area a ton, because you got 0.382, 200 SMA, clear horizontal. There's a lot lining up in that area. And this is just a conservative potential entry there on NVIDIA. I'm not sure if I have a picture of that, but we're going to get one and make sure that is in the Discord as well. It's a reason to get your booties over to the Discord. All right, let's look at Cardano. We haven't looked at Cardano all that often. And there you go. So you were hoping for a bounce off of this trend line and then a breakout retest. We did not get that. All right. So not that I took a position on it, but that's what you were hoping for. So you lost. Look how aggressive it was once it finally lost this trend line. So if you guys think trend lines are BS, I would argue they're not. And then you had the moving averages on the daily as well. So you had the 21 and the 50 just directly underneath the trend line. I would say the confluence was there to see a bounce. I did not get the bounce, but where did you get the bounce? On the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level in conjunction with the dynamic reactor. So let's go back left on the chart a little bit. Let's see if we do have some confluence in terms of a horizontal, and you do have a pretty decent horizontal in that area as well. All kind of lining up at about 80 to 81. What do I like better though? Let's see here. Yeah, we're not going to see this anytime soon. I do obviously like that area a lot better, but we're not going to see that anytime soon. So let me take a second. I'm gonna digest this a little bit. Got a really nice horizontal there. It did not respect it. So that's an impulsive move, right? To the downside. Not ideal, but here you go. This is where we found support. Finding support there again. I don't know, man. I would say this one, Cardano losing a little bit of steam, man. It got up near that dollar level. We talked about that being a psychological area, and previous cycle where that was the area. That was the key level, was about $1. All right. I think this POC here with the 200 SMA at about 73 cents. You want it to hold here, but if we lose this level, I would say it's almost a given. You're going to come down here and retest this area where the POC and the 200 SMA is. And I think you could get an opportunity for a little bounce out of that area right on back up to where you have support currently. So what's going to happen, right? You can see there's definitely liquidity here. So there is, there's a reason, there would be a fundamental reason to come down and work its way down, grab some of that liquidity that's sitting there. And then you could find an opportunity for a bounce right here at about 73 cents. Let's see what that would look like here. Now, I don't know that this one would be like a high probability. Let's take the bottom of the wick just to be conservative. And oof. Yeah, you could get pretty close to a 2-to-1. That one's gonna be a little bit tougher. It will have a lot to do with where the wick is, but this is kind of like your starting point. You want to lock in the fees too, right? So 2.15, somewhere around there, because what, you get 0.06. So yeah, so I mean, what, 3% drawdown to a 6% win. There might be an opportunity. I don't know how confident I feel about that one, to be honest, but you know, you observe the interaction with those levels. If you do get some strong buying pressure coming in for Cardano, there could be an opportunity there. And again, that's at 73 cents. You could always look for a little breakout retest of the downside here and look for a short, right? Because, I mean, if you're looking at the structure right now, it looks like we do have a certified lower high. And then do we set a lower low, right? Set that lower low, come back up, retest what was support, flip it into resistance, and then you look for that retest and then look for that move back to the downside here. So a couple ways to play the game there. 618 is obviously sitting at around 68 cents all the way down to, or the golden pocket goes all the way down to about 63 cents. You got a little bit of confluence there. Let's see. Actually, we haven't updated this. Let's update that. Okay, cool. So that puts the POC a little bit lower, just under the 200. I actually like that. And then the value area low is really split in the golden pocket. So yeah, I would keep an eye on those levels again. I think you can get a bounce out of here at about 73. At about 73 cents. Just come back left on the chart too. Look at this, very clear. Breakout retest continuation. So yeah, 73 cents seems to be a nice little level that I would say, likely to get some price action. Whether it's good or bad, that is to be determined. Let's see what you guys got going on in the chat here. Yo, Al Jr.'s in the house. What up, bro? Good afternoon, peeps. Stream at day or stream at night. Don't drink and drive, but puff pass and mother effing TradeFly. LFG. Let's go. What up, Al? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Here we go. We got my man Tex-Mex Biomex. What's up, dude? Love to see you guys in here. That's the Billy Goat Tails team. Love those guys. They have been pretty influential in the crypto space, so give them a follow. Go check them out on both X and YouTube. Those dudes are awesome. They're just good people, and you want to align yourself with good people. Mark Dutch, what up, bro? He's a unit from the Netherlands. What up, man? Good to see you, bro. Hope all is well with you. Thank you for being here. Much love. All right, so let's see. Tesla. I heard Tesla's moving. Woo. Tesla is moving. Man, we got that breakout, remember? We were definitely looking at this. We said it looked really bullish. The structure was just higher highs, higher lows, man. Looking really good. It broke out and there was no looking back. Good Lord. You didn't even get a breakout retest. It was so bullish. And I think I remember talking about this the other day. I was like, hey, man, it still looks bullish. And it's hard to say that given that you're getting up to an area of resistance. But the reason is, look at the support, right? Look, the candles are talking to you right here. I mean, they were just showing you like it's a series of higher lows, right? So pressure was building to the upside. Man, gosh, could you get some continuation? I mean, I'm not personally taking along on Tesla. Not here. No way. No how. But whew, man, that was a move for Tesla. Do you get that breakout retest continuation up to about 44.70, 480? I'm not interested once we get up this high, honestly. So yeah, that's what you can look for. You are at an area of potential resistance right now. So, you know, if you lose this area, it's pretty much a line in the sand. If you lose this area, I would say the likelihood is to look for this area down here at about 367 to 369. Now, I'm not giving you any fundamental reasons why it would come down here, but look, moving averages are going to aggressively move to the upside, and then retesting the top of the range. You know how I feel about that. I could definitely see a large argument for a bounce in that area. And then, man, look at the gap, right? Look at the gap between here and here. That really opens up the door for an opportunity. So I do like that area for Tesla. Let's take it to the bottom here. Let's say it fills that gap right there. Let's bring this up. Yeah, you can get a nice 2-to-1 out of that with a 8.62% move. You need a little bit more of a move, right? Because it's not like playing perpetual futures where you can just willy-nilly throw leverage on that thing. unless you want to do some options trading, but that's not really my jam. So you need some bigger moves to be worth it for you in the stock market. But 8.62, yep, I'm not sleeping on that. I think that's a very realistic move for Tesla off of that range there. So is it gonna come back here right now? I don't know. Right now, we just wait. We just wait. And that's what we got to do sometimes. All right, over to AVAX. Y'all know I like the AVAX. Here we go. Let's get rid of that. That looks crazy. Man, that was bullish. This right here. Yep, same thing. So I know a lot of people, and you'll hear me, the more you watch me, the more you hear me talk about it. A lot of people get excited about flags, right? And they're like, oh, it's a bull flag. Well, this is not. Number one, what you're looking for here, right? You got this impulsive move to the upside. That looks good. You'll love seeing that. That's a strong candle breaking through a very clear area of horizontal resistance. You would like to see the retest, right? For that confirmation to get into something. But this was so bullish that you were just seeing that the support level continue its way to the upside. Just pushing it up, 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 and up. And yeah, man, the pressure was to the upside. There's no doubt about it. And then it just came back down to retest this range. And man, that got bought up quick. So there is some bullish news for AVAX out there. I'll let you guys go read that. Won't bore you with that stuff. But they are teaming up with Solana. They are out there. They are working some deals with some real players in the space. And man, I just think, you know, I heard a guy talking about it today. And he was like, it's like the utility knife of crypto. And they figured it out, man. I think I don't know. I've been telling you guys I like AVAX, but I got nothing, no skin in the game. I mean, obviously I hold some, but like in terms of, you know, having any affiliation with them, I got none. I just like them. The gaming narrative is what initially got me into them, but they've done a lot more. Like I said, they've got titles on the blockchain. They've got deals with the government. They got deals with major retail. There's just a lot going on there. So, all right, cool. That is that. Are we upside down in our... Uh-oh, it closed. Oh, it pumped. Oh, hold on. This is a 3-minute. All right, let's go to the order history. Let's see what happened. Winners. Let's go. Let's go. This is why you said take profits and stop losses. Look at that, 26.58% banger on, I'm calling it OG. I know it ain't right. I'm just calling it OG, but 0G, whatever it is. Daily DGen for the win. Let's go. So, man, look at us today. Look at us. Winning some trades, man. We closed out a trade on Link. That was a nice one. Man, that's, what was that one? 22%? Got $200 in the piggy bank. Man, I might be able to go eat dinner tonight. I can have SpaghettiOs and meatballs, not just SpaghettiOs and meatballs. Let's go. All right. So there you go. And that was a beautiful trade, man, because we got out of that and look what it's doing right now. It's pumping. It's pumping right through our entry. All right, let's go. All right. I love it. I love seeing it. How you doing? Keep it moving. Let's go. Let's see what else we got here on the old list. You know what? I'm gonna let you guys drop something in the chat. Your choice. Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. Let's go. I'm gonna drink my fine sparkling water here. Again, no affiliation, but if you would like to, I drink a lot of it. Hey, you could sponsor the channel. There you go. All right, what do we got? Ryan Smith, what up, man? Thank you for being here. I'm looking for a crypto, man. First one in the chat. First one to drop a crypto in the chat. We're going to look at it. So that is what we are waiting for. Hemi. All right, Hemi. Jesse, you always got some random stuff, man. Here we go. Let's, we'll do Maxi. Boy, why? Come on now. Let me bring it up so you guys can see it. See, there's not much TA you can do on this. One, there's not enough historical data. It's just been bullish. You can see it's up and to the right. Like, it's really, really hard to do TA on this. But We'll try our best. All right, we'll bring it down to the hourly. Let's see, down the hourly. God, so if you guys don't know, which makes my life a lot easier, ElevenX makes my life so much easier. I do have a code for that, but the reason I'm pointing it out to you is like, look, it did all of this for me, right? Like, I was able to pull up an asset. I was able to go down the hourly time frame. You saw a range demand get populated. You saw the Fibonacci retracement levels get populated and the break of structure. It's all there. It's done, which is really, really nice. I do enjoy the indicator. It's really good if you're into like market structure, and it's, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Anyways, you got an opportunity here for a bounce, Jesse. All right, came down to the golden pocket. You came down to the range demand zone, as well as the 21 SMA on the hourly. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's bullish. There's no denying that. You got to break a structure, come back and retest. I mean, that's what you want to see. So there you go. If you lose this area of the golden pocket and you start getting below the range high here, start digging down a little bit deeper, that's where you start kind of flipping your tune a little bit. But yeah, as of right now, doesn't look bad. You got a lot of volume coming in as well, so or a lot of volume associated with it, at least. Even though there's some negative volume here, it's still more volume than what you were seeing down here. So yeah, man, I'm not gonna dig too deep on him. I'm gonna be honest with you, but you are getting a bounce out of a very logical zone or area that you would expect to see that. We can do, try to do a fib extension, I guess. Let's see what the 4 hour shows us. That's tough. Even a fib extension, I mean, you're gonna go here, here, here. It's already played out. I don't have to do it. I know it. I can see it. So cool, man. Yeah, I mean, ultra bullish. Not something I don't know enough about it to invest in it. Let's see. We'll look at XRP real quick. And then here we go. If only I knew my alphabet. All right, let's go to the daily on XRP. Look at, oh, bro, I love it. I love it. Why do I love it? So check it out, man. This was an opportunity I was looking at. My buddy hit me up. He was like, hey, I'm going to ape into XRP. I was like, please don't do that. But this was one of the zones I gave him. Like, hey, man, like if it comes down there, that's a buy. Bounce straight out of it. Love it. Let's come back left on the chart real quick. Just want to look at that. So why did I do this? Why is this box here? I know you guys know. I know you know. What is this? What is it? Come on. First one in the chat. Let's go. Tell me what this is. Come on. Waiting for you. You guys have been watching me long enough. Come on, chat. Yes, support. What else is there? What else is there? It is support. You are correct. But what happens with support? What forms underneath the support? Come on now. All right. Taking a little long. You guys will probably say it when I start talking about it. Yeah. Liquid Jesse. There it is. Liquidity. Liquidity. There it is. It's flowing in now. I love it. All right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there's liquidity down here. The stop losses, leverage long positions. All of it just formed from here all the way up. So all of that right there. All that was liquidity. There was liquidity in here. But it started right here. So what do? We come back down. You get that aggressive buying, one, because you have a very clear area of support. Jesse, good job. Horizontal. That's why we had this box here. But we cleared out all that liquidity with a very strong reaction, and it reestablished the range. So I had my buddy, I was like, hey, put a limit order down here. But here nor there, man, he's probably sitting pretty right now. my 9 financial advice. Yeah, 5%. That ain't bad. Assuming he went straight spot, which I think he did. All right, so looking at XRP though, like top-down analysis, you are seeing a very clear series of lower highs, lower lows. Unfortunately, you didn't get the close down here, but as of right now, that's the trend. Okay, so the trend is pressure is definitely building to the downside here. Where, I mean, that's a nice little spot to get a nice intraday trade, and that played out quick. I would have took that one probably to the piggy bank now, but I think there is opportunity to work its way back up to at least a 382, where you see the POC of this range right here. But I would say about $2.90, almost $3, but just below. I'd front run it a little bit, $2.98. I think there's an opportunity to work your way back up there. But again, you got this trend, right? It's kind of pushing you to the downside. I'd be careful of that. I wouldn't try to push it past and just, you know, in, out, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. If you were to get in down here, there was just a lot of confluence lining up. I think it can move up. But that being said, if we're looking at the structure, what we're seeing right now, it's pushing to the downside. And where is the better opportunity right now? That is tough. So we got some overlap here. We got some disagreement between the indicator. Where did it take its? Okay, it took it from this low here. I took mine from, I believe, this low here. I'm gonna say ElevenX. I like mine better on this one. We'll see. We'll see who's right. I like mine better. It aligned with the value area low. It aligns with the value area high of this range and a horizontal where, yeah, I just like this better. All right, 200 SMA is working its way up. But I mean, if the 200 SMA works its way up to the 0.5, all right, you set that low, you could see an opportunity for a bounce there. I think 200 SMA is going to be pretty key in this. I don't think I need this really. And then the golden pocket, right? So if we get an aggressive move down, somewhere in this range at about 257, 250, I'm going to expect a bit of a bounce for XRP. But again, don't fight the structure too hard. Getting a call that I don't care about. Denied. All right. So yeah, that's what I would be looking for. A little bounce out of the zone. What does that look like? Let's put a box on it. Let's put a box on it. Let's see what the opportunities are here. Is this something we would be interested in for XRP? Coming back up to about right there. It looks tight. It looks tight. I don't know if you're gonna get a 2-to-1 out of that. Nah. I don't think you are gonna get a 2-to-1. Unless you get a little bit of a move further down to the bottom side. But I mean, this is manipulating it to fit our narrative, right? So, and then you're getting underneath the 200, which is just not something I'd be interested in. Yeah, you could see it. It could work out, but nah. I would just say right now, structure's starting to look a little bit bearish for XRP. And we'll leave it at that. But I do think you'll see likely some price action out of here. And that's at, again, about 250. What are we at? 1256. We'll look at USDT dominance real quick. Pushing up, back up to resistance. What have we seen so far? It's rejected out of this area twice now. Okay, so it's going to be tough sledding, but that is ultimately a good thing. We want to see a rejection here. So get a rejection for USDT dominance, work its way back down. If it works its way back down, what does that mean? Inverse relationship. You can see an opportunity for Bitcoin and friends to make a move up. Total market cap is falling pretty harshly here, losing the trend, and it looks like even a retest. That's not ideal. Look at that, man. You bounced right off the 618. You got the trend line that's kind of right there. So that's, I mean, this is where you want to see a bounce, no doubt about it. But if you get a breakout confirmed, like a breakout retest, continuation of the downside, all but a given, you come down to this horizontal 0.786. That's not ideal. So again, this is not one of those times where everything is aligning. This is not, right? We talked about that, I think, last week. We were like, hey, there's a few things that are aligning right now between multiple charts. It gives you a little bit higher probability, a little bit more confluence. Not so much right now. So 0.786, and the horizontal right here is where I would be looking for some support on the total market cap. You also have the 50 SMA working its way up, and there you go. So that area at about 3.7 trillion is where I would be looking for a bounce if we continue to work our way down. Understand, I'm not saying that we're going down. It's just that's where I expect some price action at about 3.7 trillion. And then you just bounce that off. Where are we at with USDT dominance? Do we get back up to that area of resistance? Does that happen at the same time? Maybe. And then where's Bitcoin at in terms of if it were to pull back? Do we come back down to this golden pocket at 107? That would be ideal. If we come down to 107 for Bitcoin, and then the total market cap is sitting at about 3.7, and then USDT dominance is sitting at this trend line right here, or actually this area of resistance, that could be an opportunity where we would feel a little bit better about taking a long position, at least on Bitcoin and trends. So there you go. I think that's it. I think I'm going to wrap it up for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, as always, please like and subscribe. That really helps the channel out very, very much. Hopefully you guys enjoy the new time slot here. I'm going to try to do this every Tuesday, Thursday. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to maintain this. I do have off every Thursday, so that helps me. And then my daughter, we do like a hybrid homeschool thing. So this works for me too. So there's a lot of things that work about this schedule here. And then it leaves me some flexibility in terms of getting over to the Discord and doing some things with you guys as well. So I do want to get more interactive. I want to be a little more presence there in the Discord and give you guys the alpha you deserve. So again, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Much love, much appreciated. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you long time. As always, trade safe, be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.